Welcome back, guys, to another podcast, Paris, Texas, and it is Christmas. Literally, tomorrow is Christmas time, and I could not think of a better person to have on this podcast for a Christmas special, if you will, than Tony Clark, a.k.a. Santa Claus.
Oh, thank you so much, Broadway, and I'm so glad to be here. And tomorrow's Christmas, huh?
Yes, it is. That's awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'm going to jump into it. Where were you born?
I was born and raised right here in Paris, Texas. I've been here all my life.
All your life.
I've never moved away. So
Awesome.
this is my home, and hopefully, looking forward, this is where I'll be.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so where did you go to school? It was different back then.
It was different. I went to Rosa Pearson School, which is no longer here, an elementary school. And about the middle of fourth grade, we moved to Thomas Justice School, elementary school, which is still here over on 19th Northwest. And I attended that school until I went to Travis Junior High School down on Graham Street. That was a junior high school then. And after that, the 10th grade, 11th and 12th, I went to Paris High School.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, now I saw a picture you brought today. You guys can't see it, but I'll post it on the Facebook group. You have a picture of you in what grade were you?
The first grade.
In the first grade, where you dressed up as Santa Claus, right?
I did. My first grade class, I don't really remember how it came about, but maybe it was a raise of a hand or something. But I was Santa Claus in the Christmas play in my first grade. And people ask, how long have you done Santa? I've really done it all my life since then. I've done it about 50 years, a little over 50 years that I've done it. Yeah, because I was 6 years old, or 7 when I did that in 1966. So I've done it all my life.
Just a little over 50 years.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you continue. Did you? Someone told me this. I may be wrong, but you continue dressing up as Santa through your youth, right?
Yeah, I did. Neighborhoods and things like that. Of course, I didn't go to people's homes and things as I do now, but in my neighborhood, school plays, school class functions, and then as I got older, I worked at Kimberly-Clark. I was a Kimberly-Clark Santa Claus. Just done it for businesses, local businesses. But what I enjoy most of all is going to people's homes and visiting the kids in their home environment. I think that's where they're most comfortable, and that's what I enjoy most. I do the Santa Hut here in Paris some, and I enjoy that. I do some businesses, several businesses and banks, but I really enjoy going to people's homes. That's kind of what I'm known for.
That's awesome.
Going to see the kids in their home environment. Yes.
So, okay, jumping back, so how long were you at Kimberly-Clark?
I worked almost 20 years at Kimberly-Clark.
So my parents met and married at Kimberly-Clark.
Oh, is that right?
David and Denise Nicholson.
Oh, yes, I do know them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been there a long time. I left there in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom left, I think a little earlier than that. She went back to go get her RN.
Yeah. That's so good.
I think it was maybe 2011 she left, but David's still there.
Yeah, I know. He's been there a long time.
I think he told me since they opened the doors.
He needs to retire and give some young folks a job.
Mom keeps trying to talk him into it.
I hope he does.
Okay, so sorry, we sidetracked there. Was there in your youth, in the early years, was there another Santa? Like a lot of artists or musicians, they always have someone that they kind of look up to or they get inspiration from. Was there ever like a TV Santa or someone that you really just like?
Yeah, really there was. There was two that, really there's three that had a big influence on me continuing to do this. My dad was a Santa. He worked for a security guard for Campbell Soup Company for many years after he left the police department. Went to work for Campbell Soup Security when they came to town. I'm thinking in 1969. I may be wrong about that, But anyway, he was the Campbell Soup Santa, and so I always got to see him dress up and go to the Santa party. And even as a kid, I went to some Santa parties they held at the old Grand Theater here in Paris, Texas, and that's where employees would bring their children. They'd all get a gift. I remember getting a basketball and a football one year, but my dad was a Santa. But two local guys that I really looked up to Hamburger Heineman. Most people will remember Hamburger Heineman. He passed away here a couple years ago, but he was Santa in town for a long, long time. Hamburger Heineman and Darrell Bulls. Darrell Bulls works at the Paris Regional Medical Center still, but those two guys were big influences, watching them do what I now continue to do. And hopefully I can carry the torch and follow their footsteps and do what they did many years ago for children in our hometown.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You could say, so you went to Paris High. Did you graduate from Paris High?
I did. I graduated in 1977.
1977.
Yeah.
And then where did you go? Did you go right into Clement Clark, or did you have other jobs before that?
I graduated and I went to work at UARCO Business Farms. That's where the police station is now.
Okay.
I worked there 16 years. That plant shut down is the reason I left there in 1994. It shut down after being here 42 years. A strong business in our community, but it lived its life and it shut down. It went by the wayside to computers and things instead of business farms. So many things are kept on computers now. After that, I worked briefly for about 5 years at Belk Department Store.
Wow.
A maintenance man at Belk Department Store, absolutely. And that was just a job, something I could go to after UARCO shut down, that I could go to temporarily till I found something better. And after 5 years staying there, I went to work for applied at Kimberly Clark, and I went to work at Kimberly Clark, and I stayed there till my retirement in 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you do at Kimberly Clark?
I was an assistant production operator.
Oh.
I ran a machine, and on my machine we made pull-ups.
Pull-ups.
Huggies pull-ups. That's the machine I was on, and I was pretty much on that machine
Most of your career
most
there?
of my time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So when did you start doing Santa more full, like it was the thing you did off every year?
Yeah, probably when I was about 30 years old, probably.
Okay,
35.
wow.
I started doing that and doing businesses, and like Paris Harley Davidson, I've probably done them 25 years, I bet.
Wow.
Yeah, I've done them a long time, and just been their Santa there. And then Toys for Tots came on board, and that's where we have our Toys for Tots drive.
Right,
We have
I remember
a Christmas in July, have a big Toys for Tots drive in July, and they have me dressed as a summertime Santa and shorts and
Wow.
tennis shoes or flip-flops and a T-shirt or a Hawaiian shirt or something.
That's fun.
Summertime Santa. So this gig is not just at Christmas anymore. It really kind of goes all through the year. I do Christmas in July at the Harley Davidson shop. We do it again in December. Toys for Tots is a big thing, and it helps so many kids who otherwise wouldn't have a new toy. So Toys for Tots really helped see that children had a new toy. Years ago, I collected toys from people who had excess of toys in their homes or in their attics. Their kids are gone now, their grandkids are gone, and I said, if you've got any extra toys that you're going to get rid of or throw in a dumpster or something, give them to me. I know what I can do with them. So
Right.
I'd keep them and give them to kids as I went to their homes, so they'd have a toy.
Awesome.
And a kid that doesn't have any toys really loves a Barbie doll that just has one arm.
Yeah.
So I'd give them that, and they would just hug it and love it, or a teddy bear that maybe wasn't brand new. So I've just collected toys all my life and give to needy kids. But Toys for Tots was a big help in making
awesome.
sure all the kids had a new unwrapped toy.
That's awesome. That's great. And if anybody wanted to help with that, would they just reach out to Toys for Tots, that is? Would they reach out to Harley Davidson here, the one in Paris?
You can usually drop off toys there at the Paris Harley Davidson all year long.
Awesome.
If somebody wanted to drop off toys, they'll
Awesome.
make sure that those hands get in the right place. And all those toys that we collect, they don't go to Dallas or Fort Worth or New York City. All those toys remain right here in our community.
That's amazing.
Yes, in Lamar County.
Okay, different question. So I've seen a few Santas in my day, but you in your Santa outfit is probably the most realistic one I think I've ever seen.
Thank you, Broadway.
Is that something you buy, or did you make it, or you have it made?
I have all my Santa suits made right here,
Locally.
100 yards from where we are. Locally.
Kay's?
Paris. Kay's Alterations.
Kay's Alterations.
Just right around the corner.
That's awesome.
She makes all of my Santa uniforms. I usually have 2 suits where I can wear one fresh while I'm getting one cleaned. And I want to mention, too, also American Cleaners on Lamar Avenue. Santas, they clean our suits for free.
They do?
They don't charge. So isn't that a wonderful thing?
That's amazing.
Again, locally, that those guys know what we're doing, and they clean our suits and dry clean them nowadays for free.
What was your, sorry, just thought of this question. What was your first Santa suit? Like, your first, before, not your first kid's one, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your first, like when you were 30.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm going to start doing this. What was your first suit?
I think I bought it at JCPenney's.
JCPenney's?
Yeah, I think I ordered it through JCPenney's. And it was a nice suit. It just wasn't the quality this one is, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a little upgrade, you know. But JCPenney's does have wonderful suits. And you can buy a very expensive suit that's very authentic, or you can buy a much lesser expensive suit. But I think my first suit come from JCPenney's.
Well, I don't think you can get more. Maybe you can. I'm not an expert at Santa suits, but having someone locally make it like that, not just the quality of it, but the heart that is behind Kay making that for you, and the people locally that help clean it. And like, there's just so much heart into that suit.
Absolutely.
That's got to help with you and your mission as Santa Claus and you serving your community.
It does. It really does. And I really appreciate this community. Appreciate eParisExtra.com. They've been so good to me, but I try to take care of my hometown folks best I can, and be there for them whatever they need. Not only is it Santa, but I just have a multitude of good friends, and I'm so thankful and blessed to have the friends that I have. And I never for once take my friends for granted. I never do.
True.
And I learned recently, you know, through kidney dialysis that I'm on now, been on a year, and even more recently, I had cardiac seizure where my heart stopped beating at dialysis center.
Oh man!
And those 3 nurses, I call them my angels, Sandra Wolf, if I can mention their names, Sandra Wolf, Elizabeth Brown, and Whitney Browning Chandler. Those nurses, had they not went to work on me real quick, I would have probably lost my life that day, right there in that chair at dialysis. Or, as the doctor said, you're very lucky you didn't have any brain damage. As we all know, I have a little damage anyway.
Oh, no.
But no, I don't. But I like to have fun and laugh and play. And people say, you're crazy, Tony Clark, sometimes. And sometimes maybe I am. But those nurses really did their job. And I didn't have anything but soreness in my chest and back, and still do. But I'm thankful they were there and knew what to do. Mm-hmm. And then when the paramedics came, Chris Shoemate and Justin Allen, these young guys came and went to work on me, and I don't even remember seeing them, but they worked on me all the way to the hospital, and finally got a faint pulse back and heartbeat, and I've been going ever since. So hopefully I'll be able to do Santa again this year for another year, and hopefully I can do it moving forward, long term.
That's a great gift for Santa for this
Absolutely.
year's
I'm thankful.
Christmas, huh?
I'm thankful.
Well, we just shot, we're actually at, it's hard for y'all to see this, but we're at E. Paris's offices. We just shot with E. Paris, we shot a whole Santa video where he got to tell his story. That's probably already up, so you guys can visit E. Paris and go see some more video of Tony and telling his story to Leah up at E. Paris, so to make sure you guys go check that out. Okay, I'm going to jump to a different event. So downtown, they've been doing this thing downtown. I don't know how long, but I think I remember going when I was a kid, so it's probably for a while. It was either downtown on the square or over on Bywaters, where you actually have a hut.
Yes.
And kids just kids will line up for a mile.
Yes, it's busy.
And see you. How long has that been happening?
Goodness, I really don't remember exactly the first hut, but I think it was before me. I think it was before maybe with the Hamburger Hyman or Darrell Bull's days, maybe that they did that. I've not done the hut so long. Probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years, 8 years.
Okay.
But like I say, what I've done mostly is go to people's homes. I really never like to go sit at a store or even the hut so much. I would if I was asked. So whenever they started asking, I don't remember, it's been 8 or 10 years ago maybe, that I started sitting at the hut some. And there's another Santa in town too, Red Homes, and we share kind of the spotlight as Santa during this time.
Awesome.
And a very dear friend, Paul McLean, that I worked with at Kimberly-Clark, he's in a Baylor Hospital now. He helps us a lot doing Santas, because just one guy can't hardly cover it all. There's so much demand now. So Red is good to work the Santa gig in Paul McLean. Paul's had kidney failure and liver failure and had a liver transplant. So he's still in a Baylor Hospital trying to recoup, but he will not be able to do Santa this year. So Red and I pretty much have it to ourselves.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty full schedule, I guarantee you.
Yeah, short-handed this year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, our thoughts will be out to him for sure. That's
absolutely
tough times for him.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you did this with Leo just a while ago, but I want to do it on here too. Can you tell us some of your favorite memories of being Santa and stuff that's sticked out to you through the years of doing this?
There's so many memories I have over the years, and so many of the children I remember. I may not remember their name, I'll remember their face, and I've done it so long that so many of the children that I've done years ago, now they're grown and have children of their own, and I do their children now. So it's just something I've done for years. So many pleasant memories of homes, but one thing that I want to be sure and let people know, Santa's a fun time, and I love to have fun with the kids, and I think they have fun at Christmas. It's a joyous time, it's a fun time, it's a time of giving, and I love to give, but I want people to understand we have people in our own community who are a lot less fortunate than ourselves, and I get to see both sides of the spectrum. I've been to some of the finest homes in Paris, Lamar County, Dallas, Fannin County, Sherman, McKinney, Rockwall, and I've been to some of the finest homes that you could ever imagine going to. People that have everything, children that have anything they wanted. I've been to homes where the children didn't have anything. Building a fire in a clawfoot tub, a metal tub, a fire with a chimney flue running out the ceiling, burning a fire with wood. House was smoky, but several local businessmen during the year sometimes asked me to go visit certain families, or police officers tell me about a really needy family, and we'll get together and maybe give them toys, give them food and staple items that they might need for their home. But these kids, a lot of them don't even have a bed or a nightstand or with a lamp on it, as we know, and our children have. They're sleeping on the floor, yet they get up and go to school every morning. So it's those kids that my heart goes out to,
sure.
And it just touches me every year to see these kids. Some of them, I'll leave one house that's just beautiful and immaculate and has everything, and I go next to a kid who doesn't have anything, and they're just in severe poverty. But they're still children. They're children of God, and they're a human being. And even though their parents fell on hard times, or for whatever reason, their kids suffer, and they're not as clean as some others. They don't have the clothes that some others have. But my heart just goes always out to those who are less fortunate.
Yeah, that definitely, and I can agree with that. It's I try to get involved in as many nonprofits and stuff that I can.
Good.
But what you do is next level, of kindness and of giving, and I can probably say this on behalf of most people in the city or people in this community. Like, we couldn't thank you enough for your heart and your passion for what you do and even what you give to the community every year, and even in the half years as you do with with Paris HD. That is so amazing. I thank you. Thank you,
Broadway. It's just my pleasure to be here to interview with you and Leah and eParisExtra.com. I just want to really thank all of my I hate to call them customers, but people that count on me all through the year. And every year, some of them for many years back, I still go to their homes or their grandchildren's homes now that they're grown. And it's just been a wonderful gig. And I wouldn't take, and I'm blessed. I want to take for this opportunity, and I'm blessed to be able to do what I do, man.
Yeah.
And I've even saw your kids.
Yeah.
Broadway has a 5-day-old
Yeah.
child that I saw just last night.
Yeah.
And a beautiful son, and another beautiful son. So I got to see those kids, and so that's what happens. I deal with friends and get to involved with their kids, and it's so fun to watch their kids grow up, because usually I see them in the newspaper. I see them when they're playing football or baseball with their high school, and I watch these kids grow up, and then to see so many of them turn out to be professionals, and it's just an amazing deal that I was just part of their lives as a child, and I'll always remember that in those kids, and I have so many pictures and memories. It's just been a wonderful gig, and thank you so much for having me.
Well, and they sneak up on you, too. We were sitting in here a while ago talking with Leah Emerson, and you hadn't caught on yet that you remember going to her house when she was a kid, and her grandparents' house when she was a kid. And then when that connection was made, I bet that probably happens all the time, because kids grow up and you don't recognize them as adults. And and they have a fond memory of you, and you don't even know that.
Absolutely. You know, that's the funny thing about this Santa uniform. I know them because I see them as they are. They don't know me a lot of times out of this uniform.
Yeah.
They just know me as Santa. That's the guy that comes every year to my house, and they know me, but they don't know me walking down the street, most of them. As they get a little older, their moms and dads will tell them, this is the guy that came to our house all these years ago when you were a child. This is him. Yeah. And so many of those kids really get emotional when they see me. They hug me and they embrace me, because that was a special time in their life growing up, that Santa always came to their home. They didn't have to go to the Hut or to Walmart or to a local bank to see Santa. That Santa is the one that came to my home. Yeah. So they always remember that. And it's just been an exciting, fun time for me.
Well, I'm going to tell a story again. I'm sorry, I like telling stories.
Good.
So you guys don't know this, but I did a job with Tony 2 days ago. We did a little video thing with Tara Swain. And my kids and Tara's kids came, and they got a little video made with Santa Claus. But now what's awesome about that is my kids think that I know Santa Claus.
Yes, they do.
Because I arranged the situation where they got to meet Santa Claus before it was even Christmas.
Absolutely, you did. We saw them plenty early, and I was so glad to get to interact with your kids, and hopefully I'll get to watch them every year as they grow up as well, and see their lives as they progress and grow.
Oh, they're going to love that.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, thank you so much for being on my podcast. This is I love doing this. I love hearing people's story. I know my listeners probably get tired of me saying this, because I say it to every person that comes on, but I just really enjoy hearing your story, and I am truly thankful for what you do for this community, and I have a huge heart for my community. I'm as much as involved as I can get with my community, but I don't even know that I hold even a small
you do.
A bit to what you've done over the years, and just thank you so much. Thank
you, Broadway, for having me again. It's been a fun day, and it was fun last night or Tuesday night visiting with your kids and your family, and it was such a joy. So hopefully we can do it again. But thank you for having me. I love Paris, Texas. I appreciate eparistexas.com doing what they do to put this story out. And I'm Tony Clark, and this is my story. And I want you to remember one thing, that there's always a Santa as long as you believe. Awesome. Okay, so just so people can remember, tomorrow's Christmas, so give them your best Santa welcome or goodbye. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody. Tomorrow's Christmas. Enjoy your day. Santa will make his rounds. Tuck in early tonight, kids. Santa will see you tomorrow. Good night. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas. Awesome. Okay, guys, as always, that was too good. I don't know if I can follow that up. As always, these podcasts come out every Monday. I try to mix it up.
as much as I can. Just stay tuned. You never know what you're going to see or what you're going to hear or who's going to be next. I do know this. I've had this request a bunch, and I've talked about it in a couple podcasts. I'm just warning y'all. The first podcast in 2019 will be me. I have 2 friends that are going to have asked me to be the person talking to me and asking me questions.
Great.
So don't miss that. It's going to be the first Monday of 2019. All right, guys. If you are interested in having your company sponsor this podcast, it's real easy. Contact Broadway, that's me, at iambroadway.me. I know that's a lot. It's really hard to remember. Broadway at iambroadway.me. Just email me and I can give you more information on that. Would love to have you on this podcast as a sponsor. See you guys next week.